Hey YouTube, I'm going to talk about a few things today. First, I'm going to start with the Fox News host. I believe her name is Harris Faulkner. She was on there showing a cooking show, and this guy named Brian Kilmeade made a little Kool-Aid joke asking her whether she made Kool-Aid, and I thought that was really inappropriate. And she did say in a nice way that no, she makes adult drinks, but he was doing too much. He shouldn't have pulled that little stunt. This brings me to think about a lot of stuff about working with racist white people. Now, when I say this, I'm not saying all whites are bad. I'm just specifically talking about the racist ones that's always boo-booing on black people. Okay, first, I think black people got to stop worrying about what white people think and do their own thing. Second of all, I think blacks should work for white people, save their money, and open their own business. If you don't want to do that, find a job you love and that's worth dealing with the BS. Okay, another thing, you can support black businesses by buying from a black-owned store, working for them. Another thing is black folks do need to step up their game. When they do own these businesses, they got to be on their P's and Q's with customer service and money management. Sometimes they don't have, how do I put this, they don't approach the business in a professional manner. Sometimes when you come to them and you patronize them, they got a way of treating you like they doing you a favor by doing their job. It's like, you can't do that. Other thing, if you open your own black-owned business, you got to employ other black people because it's hard for black people to get hired. There's still lots of racism going on. And it's lots of crap. So, yeah, I think that we can help each other and build up our economy and our race by owning our own stuff. That way we have a choice whether we work for whites or blacks. Another thing, in this, we can stop cooning for money. We can stop putting down our own race or saying things that hurt us to keep that money flowing. Another issue I'm going to talk about is the Taye situation. I think Taye Diggs is right saying that his son is biracial, not black, because he does have a white parent. I think that if you have a parent that isn't black, you should claim biracial. Because I know if I carried a kid for 9 months and popped them out and stuck my breast in their mouth when they're screaming for milk at 3 a.m., I want to be claimed too. I wouldn't want my child to talk about, you know what, I look more like daddy. I'm really not claiming you. No. I'm not going through all that pain and all that suffering for you to tell me, well, I'm going to pick one. Another thing I always had a problem with the whole one drop rule. If I can't see your one drop, you need to check off biracial. I'm sorry, you can't be white and pasty like a Nicole Kidman with blue eyes and blonde silky hair down to your booty talking about you're black. Look, you can't be 100% black looking like that. Somewhere in your ancestry is some white blood, okay? You don't get all those white traits without somebody white being up in you, okay? That's about all I got to say about that. Now, I was watching Chandra Freeman. She was the lady on Man and Wife with Fat Man Scoop. I love that show and I love watching her. And she was reviewing the Chiraq movie and was talking about withholding sex. I don't think you should withhold sex because in the Bible, wait, I got some scriptures for that. The wife does not have authority over her own body, but yields it to her husband. In the same way, the husband does not have authority over his own body, but yields it to his wife. That's 1 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. Okay, so having said that, if your man, once you get married, your body is your husband's and your husband's body is yours. So if you want to have relations, you supposed to go on and assume the position. I don't think that's a good way to have a relationship. I don't think you should be punishing a grown woman or man. I got some more scriptures on that. First of all, I think you should talk about the issues you're having. The first scripture is be angry and do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 26. I think you should fight and call each other names to get that all out during the day, but at night, snuggle up in bed. I don't think you should be, oh, you got to sleep on the couch. You need to kind of patch that stuff up. You can't just have anger lingering for day after day and week and months. And no, that's not going to be a good marriage. Another thing, husbands, love your wives and do not be harsh with them. Galatians chapter 3, verse 19. Don't talk down on or treat them like boo-boo and then want them to bow down to you and talk about you the king and you running stuff. It's like, no, you got to still respect her. And as far as women, you can't be rude and showing your butt and calling him out his name, getting in his face, or laying hands on him and stuff. It is better to live in a corner of a roof than in a house shared with a contentious woman. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 9. No, I'm sorry, Proverbs chapter 21, verse 9. Yeah, you just can't do that. Another thing, I think that when you're looking for a mate, you should go to Proverbs 31, and it talks about what a Proverbs 31 woman is, and that's the kind of woman you should marry. And as far as men, I found an article, The 5 Characteristics of a Godly Man, and it's at watermark.com. It's a bunch of Bible verses, and the first thing is, lead, do not be passive. Grab your nutsack and assert yourself as a man. That's what that means. Speak out if something's wrong is number 2. Be assertive, number 3. Don't back down when somebody coming at you. 4, stay humble. Just because you blessed don't mean you get to crap on people and talk crazy to them. Number 5, serve God. The following scriptures are 2 Samuel chapter 10, verse 7 and verse 12. Proverbs chapter 27, verses 5 through 6. Jeremiah chapter 1 and verses 18 through 19. Psalm chapter 141, verse 5, and Matthew chapter 6, verse 33. Okay. Moving right along. I also watched Smart Hoes by the Black Authority. He was saying that the smart hoes get attention by being a hoe, nerds being hoes. He's talking about a lot of nerdy women that need to just go to work and mind their business, trying to be like the hood women. Hoes cannot be respected. What is wrong? And now my thing is, what's wrong with listening to hood music and ratchet shows? As long as you don't imitate them, I don't think that's a problem, because I like the beats and stuff to the ratchet music. I don't like that dry, boring R&B music. Now, The Weeknd did a good job with his album, but I'm sorry, them R&B people usually want to put you to sleep with trying to showcase that voice. I want dance music as well as slow jams. Okay. I do believe that you shouldn't post hood stuff on your social media. I agree with him on that. You shouldn't have booty shaking videos on there, but you're a professional chick. No. And people should I'm like him. I don't think people should respect you just because you got a degree or a position. Okay. That's nice, you blessed, but that don't mean you here and they're here. Another thing, education does not equal character or class. He's absolutely right. If you was on some mess before the degree, you probably hot mess afterwards. You just turn it off to keep your money and to go to work. I do agree with him also about stay away from negative people. There's a difference between a person that's in extenuating circumstances. If they poor but they trying, okay, then yeah, still kick it with them. Don't just drop them because you blessed now and you got a degree and a good job. On the other hand, if they always on some mess, fighting, not doing nothing to better their situation, hating on other folks that's successful, you got to chuck them deuces, because they're going to pull you down. Because there's a saying that you're only as successful as the 5 people that you spend the most time with. So if you want to be successful and make something of yourself, you got to tell them to peace out. Okay, and the last one, I cannot remember this lady name to save my life, but she was talking about black women creating offspring they hate. She was talking about how dark-skinned women are not as valued as light-skinned women. And I just feel that she was talking about how the black men try to chastise black women for dating white, but when they date white, it's okay. I don't think that people of other races are automatically better mates because they're of a different race. I think there's nothing wrong with having a preference as long as you don't boo-boo on your own. I don't think you should make statements like, oh, all the black men is in jail, and oh, they don't want to work, oh, they suck, so I'm going to go get me something white. No, you going to have white people that's just as messed up as black people, or Asian people who are just as messed up. I think that the problem comes in is when you talking stuff or putting down your own race as an excuse to have a preference. If you prefer someone of a different race, that's great, but don't say crazy stuff like, I don't want no nappy head kids, I don't want no dark kids. What's the other one they love to say? Oh, black women have an attitude problem. There's lots of crazy women in each race, okay? So no, don't just say that. Just say that you prefer something white or some Asian. Another thing I never understood colorism. It was always stupid to me because you're coming out the same coochie. Okay, at the end of the day, you're coming out the same coochie. So it makes no sense for you to be, oh, I'm just the stuff because I got long curly hair and a certain skin tone. No. I think that's just crazy. Guys, that's all I got to say. I'll make another video about cones. Y'all have a nice day.